pretty much know the expectations, but just a reminder, answer for yourself. No one has any expectations of what you should answer. And keep everything in this room. Today is going to be very involved, and I'm going to ask a lot of you guys so that I can see how well these have worked for you, these couple sessions, and see what you've learned. So we're actually just going to jump straight into our activity. So what I want you to do is, since we already have the kind of in groups already, you're going to work in that group. Okay, so we're going to do a role-playing activity. And so what it's going to be is that each of you is going to be with your partner next to you and think of a scenario. One of you will be the person that has a post. So give an example of what you posted and how it made you feel, hypothetically. And then the other one will help be how they're going to get through it. How do they cope with that? So we'll work on that, and I'll give you guys a few minutes to sort of team up and think about it. And go.
So how would it make us feel?
Mm-hmm. Right, how it would make you feel.
How it would make me feel, okay.
How it would make you feel, but then what you would do to get over that. Mm-hmm. So if it's a negative feeling, how if it's a negative feeling, how you would, sort of overcome it. Okay, so now that you guys have had some time to think it over with your partner, we can go over it. You had some strong feelings about it, so if you wanted to start, we could do that.
Okay, my scenario is someone is dating your crush.
Oh!
Okay, so they post a picture of it? Okay.
Like
best friend, or like just like
what?
Random person,
or like best friend?
Doesn't matter, just anyone.
Oh. Anyone dating your crush?
Yes.
Well, that was me a couple weeks ago, but
Dun, dun. It would make me feel upset because we used to talk a lot and hang out a lot. Then again, there's nothing I can do because they're dating, so I would be happy for them.
Okay. So what you guys were talking about earlier, would it be different if it was your best friend?
Yeah. I would have been so mad.
because it's girl code.
Well,
It
especially if
is.
it's like the top one, like.
One of your favorite bae, or like your favorite
If it's
guy.
like a side bae, then I can I'd still be
Like we share.
Yeah, I'd still be
But if that's your
But,
crush that you're also
The
talking
main
to
one.
as friends, and like you thought.
Go ahead.
Just saw your face. I'm like, what? Then that'd just be like basically a stab in the back, I would say.
Yeah.
How about if they weren't dating? If they weren't dating and they were just at, watching a baseball game together?
Random one.
It depends, like, why.
Like, let's say they're at your school. They're at your school, and let's say someone that Felicia likes wanted to go watch her play.
Ooh.
And then Bailey decided to go watch her play too. And they happened to take a photo together while they were there.
I wouldn't really be
Fine.
mad at that because then it's like my best friends are trying to get to know the guy that I like, trying to like get in good with him, and everything, get him to like maybe talk to Felicia more. Like,
It's my scenario was basically the same one. Someone asked out your crush. Honestly, I would be really sad because I would think about it. I was like, oh shoot, she beat me to the punch.
yeah.
And I was like, it would honestly take me some time to get over that person. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it takes me quite a bit. And I was like, but like, I know that my friends are there to help me. They got all the details, they got my back. So I would probably just stick with what I'm doing right now, honestly. Try to forget and just have fun.
Would it be different if it was a scenario where no one knew that you had a crush on that person?
Oh, I would die on the inside.
It's like because you nobody knew, so it's like you
can't vent
tell.
it.
Yeah.
You keep it inside. It's
Yeah.
just gonna get worse.
Anyone, like not even your mom or no one.
Yeah, that would just be even worse.
Yeah.
You're all alone dealing with that.
I feel like I would go to a therapist, man. I really like to be like, hey, I got to deal with this guy.
I I think it's worse to keep it on the inside.
Oh, I hate
Because it's just gonna bubble up and you're gonna explode once.
And I hate when you feel like you want to talk about it, but you feel like you talked about it so much already. You feel like you're gonna annoy everyone. I'm sorry, guys. I just need a vent. When I'm in those happy stages, you guys know me. I vent. I vent it all.
But pretty much what it seems like is that everyone feels that in order to cope with things that upset us on social media, you have to have that support from your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some sort of way, or like how Bailey mentioned, your mom or anyone to be able to talk to in order to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Diary.
Right. So even if you can't actually speak to someone, since we know not everyone has, this, that would be a good outlet. It worked for Taylor Swift.
Write a song, made her famous. So a friend posts a mean tweet, and it's directed to you.
Ooh.
I would feel like hurt at first, but then I'd also get enraged, overpowered with anger, because it's one, why would you put that, put me on blast like that on social media, instead of coming to me about it. If I upset you in some kind of way, come to me and talk to me about it, but don't put it all over on social media. But what I'd probably do is I would go up to them and I'd ask them what was that all about, and talk to them and see why they had to just do that and put it on social media, instead of coming to me, talking to me about it.
So has anyone ever done that? Has anyone ever written on Twitter or anything, something about someone that it's called a subtweet, right?
Yeah, subtweet.
A subtweet. Has anyone ever subtweeted?
Yeah, but mainly toward a crush, nice things, not a mean tweet.
I don't have a Twitter.
There's Becca.
And then there's
So it sort of saves you in some aspects of not having to go through that, because you don't have it. If someone found out that it was about them, and like Serena was saying, you go up to them and you ask, and if they go up to you and they ask you, was that about me? And you guys sort of work through it. What is the next step?
Forget about it.
Honestly, tell each other what's wrong.
Yeah. Talk to each other.
Try to fix things out. Patch things up. Delete the tweet.
Okay. Mine was when your ex-boyfriend updates his status and posts a picture with his new girlfriend. I said I would honestly feel sad because now you know for certain that he has no more feelings for you and he has moved on completely, and that you'll see that he'll probably treat her better and that you'll wish you were in her place. But on the positive side, I would try to overcome it by trying to move on myself and be happy with myself and treat myself right, and to learn that you don't need a man in your life to make you feel special, and that my life is not going to get worse because he's not a part of it.
Wait, so what if you don't like your crush or your ex?
But okay, so I see where you're coming from, but I feel like I would just to see even if you didn't like him, you still had that bond. Mm-hmm. You still had that connection. To see him doing that with someone else, that make you feel sad. It's like we had that, even though I didn't like you like that, but we had that, and now it's gone. Yeah, I thought about that.
Does it matter how much time has gone by before you see that, and how your reaction
if that
would
was
be?
Right after we just broke up, I feel like that's
right after, that would suck.
Literally, you're basically saying, our relationship and our breakup was really nothing. It didn't affect you or hurt you at all, that you're able to move on like that. And also for the girl to say if she knew that he had just gone on a relationship and he asked her out and she said yeah right away, that's kind of
hey, is that a rebound crush or is it?
But at the same time, it's that's hurtful and disrespectful to the girl, because it's you just got a relationship,
even if you guys aren't dating, but that might happen. So you guys like hang out and like talk a lot, and then like some like things happen, and then he says something, and then that everything you guys had cuts off, and then like a few weeks later, you see him with someone else, and that like brings you down. It's like that was us. Like I feel like everything that we did was like for nothing. So now it's like, okay, have fun.
So how do you overcome that?
It's like try not to think about them a lot. Like try to get over them.
So like distract yourself?
Yeah.
Talking about all this guy stuff, this just brought up a scenario.
No, it's fine.
I just thought of a scenario. You guys are gonna hate me about talking about this, but I just like to vent this out. I'm sorry, but
Is it bro?
yes, it is bro. So you know, it's like okay, say you're talking, you just like met this new friend, you know, guy friend, you know, but then later on you develop feelings for him, and he turns out he does too, and he openly admits his feelings for you, and oh my god, you do the same thing. But turns out he has a girlfriend. And during that time, though, he admits his feelings and he just says other things, you know, that gets your hopes up that he's going to, you know, break up with his girlfriend or anything, you know, go to you since, you know, he obviously is into somebody else. But then later on, there's a whole 360, you know, and like, or it's just like hiding it behind his girlfriend's back and everything, like, and later you turn out to, like, just everything just breaks apart into pieces. Like, I feel like that really hurts, you know, because it's like led you on, you know. It's like, why would you lead somebody on like that for like a long time?
But I want to take you back to what you said earlier. When you said that if your ex were to move on and it was immediately after, you said that as that girl should have known as well. Right?
Oh.
She should have known that he just got out of a relationship and it could potentially be hurting his ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So as the other girl in this situation, could you have taken yourself out of the equation?
Don't you dare say a word. Yes, I could have.
Yeah. What I'm trying to get at is, what do you think is what keeps you back from doing that?
Just because, like, first of all, before we were even, like, crushes, like, we were best friends, first of all. And I didn't want to lose that friendship that we had developed, and it was a really good friendship. I didn't want to lose all that because of his girlfriend. I didn't want that to all be destroyed just because of this one person.
So it's kind of like relates back to what we were talking about earlier with like a secret crush. And this is sort of the scenario where that happens, is that you have a crush on somebody and you don't admit it, and then because of it, it can, you know, lead to this type of thing. So what can you do to get over that? What can you do to move on from that?
Sadly, it's disconnecting yourself a little bit by bit from that person, or you just try to get, you know, you could still talk to that person, but try to move on, you know, find another crush, I guess, if you would say, like, move on, and, like, just try to disconnect your feelings bit by bit from that person. I say that's, like, the only way if you don't want to literally stop talking to that person at all.
Does anyone else have any ideas of how you can move past that? What else could you, and then thus having this, you know, very clear sadness about it, how could you overcome that?
Like, talk to your friends about it. And, like, get it out so that you'll feel better. Instead of, like, hiding it in.
So kind of what we were talking about earlier is get your support system.
Mm-hmm.
What about what Bailey had mentioned in understanding that you don't need a man to be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think your friends and being together with your friends would help you to overcome that.
I know where you're coming from, Serena, because honestly, I think we all kind of been through that. And it does really hurt. But then we all got over it over time. And, like, through people. Venting really helps. And then just not thinking about it helps too.
So getting yourself involved in different things.
With other things. Things that actually you never thought, like fitness stuff, we never thought it would be this much fun to do it.
Until we tried it.
And then we met new people too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sort of discovering that there's a world outside of social media and about what it does with us, to us. The things that I want to make sure that everyone sort of agrees on, and it sounds like we all do, is that social media posts and the people that come along with it, they do not define us. And if you feel like it does, find your group. Find your way. Find your, whether it's writing in your diary, whether it's talking to your friends, talking to your parents, find that way and help your friends find that way so that it doesn't hurt anymore. So these emotions that are very real that you're getting from it don't hurt anymore, and you can actually turn them into a positive thing, like building a friendship with new people. Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have anything that we need to talk about?
We vented it all out.
I'm glad. And after this, I mean, keep the conversation going. It doesn't have to be in a formal setting like this, but if you guys think like, hey, I have this post and it made me feel so terrible, you guys could sort of relate back to this. Like, what could we do to make you feel better? And then pass that along to your other friends. And they'll pass that along. And suddenly everyone who uses social media so much uses it wisely. Okay? So thank you guys. I appreciate all of this. Thank you so much for helping with my assignment. Thank you for being here. And I really appreciate it.
Maybe we have this every Tuesday.
Honestly,
it really helps.
Right?
Yeah.
I vent it all. Like,
That is good.